She was mopping the lobby floor until the CEO heard her speak Mandarin, Spanish, and French like a native. What happened next shocked the entire company. Most people didn't notice the cleaning crew at Hallberg International. Not out of malice, just habit. They came in after hours, pushing carts, changing trash bags, wiping down conference tables, blending into the background like elevator music. It was Monday morning in downtown Fort Worth, Texas, and the company's main lobby buzzed with shoes clacking against tile, people tapping on phones, talking deadlines, and clutching coffee like it held the answers. Jonathan Kellerman, the company's CEO, was halfway through his walk from the parking garage to the 18th floor executive suite when he heard it, a voice. But not just any voice. Fluent, sharp, and rolling through a language he hadn't heard since his last visit to the company's Shanghai office. Mandarin. It stopped him cold. Not because it was Mandarin, but because of who was speaking. He glanced around, thinking maybe one of the international sales reps had come in early. But then he saw her, a woman in a burgundy janitor's uniform, her short twists pulled back into a ponytail, standing near the touchscreen lobby directory. She was mid-conversation with an older man in a navy jacket and thick-rimmed glasses who looked confused and relieved all at once. She was gesturing calmly, her voice warm and firm, directing him toward the elevators. Kellerman narrowed his eyes. He'd seen her before, passing through the halls after late meetings. Always polite, always quiet, never made eye contact unless spoken to. He didn't even know her name. But here she was, effortlessly translating and explaining building logistics in a language most Americans couldn't even pronounce correctly. He took a slow step forward. As he got closer, she wrapped up the Mandarin conversation and turned toward a delivery man holding a clipboard. She switched fluidly into Spanish. The delivery man blinked. Then, just as casually, she turned to a vendor standing nearby, confused over mislabeled boxes, and spoke in French, pointing him toward Conference B with a faint smile. Kellerman's jaw clenched slightly, not from anger, but from something else. Guilt. He'd worked in global logistics for over 2 decades, led international expansions, hired translators, built cross-cultural training programs. Yet here, in his own building, the most linguistically gifted person he'd encountered in months had been scrubbing toilets 2 floors below. He stepped forward, more curious than commanding. "Excuse me." She turned, startled but composed. "Yes, sir." "That was Mandarin, right?" "Yes, sir." "And Spanish." "French." She nodded. "Also Portuguese, German, Arabic, Italian, Swahili, and I read Latin, but I don't really count that." He blinked. "You're telling me you speak 9 languages?" "Yes, sir." There was no pride in her tone, no arrogance, just truth, straight as a level beam. He stared at her, trying to catch up to the idea that a janitor in his building, a woman who mopped floors in silence every night, was a walking United Nations. "What's your name?" he asked. "Denise Atwater." "Miss Atwater, are you free for a few minutes?" Her brow lifted slightly. "Now?" "Yes. I'd like to talk to you in my office." She hesitated, not fear, just the reflex of someone used to being ignored or underestimated. Slowly, she nodded. "All right." He held the elevator door open as she stepped inside. Inside the lift, silence settled. "I've worked here for 13 years, she said suddenly. "Never thought I'd be invited up." He smiled quietly. You might be surprised how quickly things can change. He had no idea how much was about to change.